that whole initiative, including the Harlem Art Center in New York, that really became such an incubator of art with government support, it still has, lasting effects. So that's one more avenue that we need to cultivate.
Jean, I will never forget that day when those students came from Edison. That was a really great day.
It really was. It
You
was. I
reminded
mean,
me.
the fact that I still talk about it. I mean, it was a revelation, an inspiration,
Yeah.
and it just confirmed that what became the takeaway was these youngsters need more experiences like this, and more youngsters need this experience. And we tried to convince the school board of that, but I think over time we become cynical and learn that sometimes when you propose these things to the powers that be, it's almost as though they file that away. Oh, now we know what not to do in order to maintain the status quo, because we don't need these kids being too smart, too inspired, too creative, too soon. That's the cynic in me, but.
But just to, there's something positive from that. So Adrian is here, and Adrian was really instrumental in making sure that Miami-Dade public school students actually had free entry into the Perez Art Museum Miami. Adrian, do you mind talking about that program?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think that program is very valuable, and I think that it's important that that all of the museums and organizations, kind of open that opportunity up to the schools. Um, I guess in 2014, the Perez Art Museum was sponsored by the Knight Foundation to provide an endowment for students from across Miami-Dade County to come to the museum for free, and also to receive free transportation. Even when there's free opportunities, though, there still are challenges, because when I worked at the Perez Art Museum Miami, we would do analysis of which schools were taking advantage of that opportunity, and it wasn't necessarily, it was more often affluent schools that were taking advantage of that opportunity. So I would just do cold calls, look at, 5 schools every month, and just show up at the school to see how I can support, the application process, or to find out if there's an art teacher, or to just let them know, that this is available. I think, somebody had a comment in the chat, and I think that insisting that Miami-Dade County Public Schools has an art teacher in every school, I think that that's important. There's a lot of schools that do not have art anymore. Art education is important because students who may not, be able to understand, or might not find a connection with general subject areas, using music, art, and theater, I mean, that's very helpful. I mean, you can learn general subject area concepts through the arts, and so it's important. And Deja's program has been around a long time too, and supporting young artists nationally across the nation. So that's, Young Arts is a great start for high school age students nationally, but also in South Florida and in Miami.
So we're lucky to have Adler here. We're lucky to have Marcus here, that they make South Florida their home.